Well, Blue Jays fans, we are starting 1-3, and that's not what the team wanted. That's not what the fans wanted, but that is the reality. And one can think, what is going on with the Toronto Blue Jays to start this season when you're seeing other teams in the AL East winning games and you only have one? Welcome back to Clem Hawks. I'm Gillis TV, and if you're new to the channel, like anything MLB related, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more MLB content, as we are trying to hit 4,200 subscribers. And thank you guys for all the subscribers that subscribed in the last few weeks. I think it's been 60 plus. We are grateful for that, Clem Hawks and I. Now let's get into this. The Blue Jays came into this season better defensively. The offense was not as good as last season's, but defensively, defensive runs saved, we were better in every aspect. We went out and got another starting pitcher to replace Ross Stripling, and that was Chris Bassitt. And one can think, how are the Blue Jays 1-3 when their rivals in the AL East are winning games? The Tampa Bay Rays are off to a franchise career start in wins. And, yes, you could chalk it down to a lot of it being our hitting, but there's guys still hitting 500 right now through 4 games. What else is it? And it has to do with the starting pitching, which has me kind of worried about tonight when Kikuchi hits the mound in Game 2 against the Royals. That St. Louis Cardinals series was going to be either a 1-2 record to start or 2-1. The St. Louis Cardinals, I'll give credit, are a really good team. Now you go into this Kansas City Royals series where I think they were averaging only 1 point some runs a game, giving up 4 point some runs a game, and Berrios, doing Berrios things, getting strikeouts, but also giving up runs and runs and runs and runs, and so on and so forth. That the reason why the Blue Jays are 1-3 to start the season is their starting pitching. Besides Kevin Gausman, we'll say Kevin Gausman's the wild card here. He has been producing he did play his first start really well. Alek Manoah, you can give or take on that. But Jose Berrios got lit up. Chris Bassitt got lit up. Early runs against is not helping. And it's not even the defensive side of things. Yes, Bo Bichette made an error for one run, I believe it was, against the St. Louis Cardinals. But at the same time, our starting pitching is not there from what is the reality and expectations of this starting rotation. So like I said, Kikuchi's on the mound for Game 2 against the Royals tonight. Might have a stream on that. That's something I'm going to watch, is if Kikuchi can be the Kikuchi from, the first 5 starts last season, that'd be great for the Blue Jays. But if he's the Kikuchi of the rest of the season, where he get through the first order perfectly fine, and then somehow the home runs started going bonanzas, and, he just couldn't do it and went to the bullpen, that's the Kikuchi I'm worried about there. So let's get into this, as I got all the stats here. Manoah, 1 game for all these guys. 13.5 ERA, 3 1/3 innings pitched with only 3 strikeouts. He gave up 9 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks in those 3 1/3 innings pitched. Not good enough from your opening day starter. Now, I'm not trying to harp on the starting rotation here, but they need to be better for this Toronto Blue Jays team to win. Kevin Gausman, on the other hand, got the loss in that game. I believe that was when the error happened. The Jays were down 3-1. He wasn't credited with any earned runs on that. So, of course, Kevin Gausman's 0-1 with an ERA of 0, if that makes any sense. 6 innings pitched, 7 strikeouts. He did a pretty good job there. He gave up 8 hits, only walked 1 batter, struck out 7. Kevin Gausman, like I said, he's the wild card in this. He had a phenomenal game. Some bad defensive errors on the Bo Bichette there, I believe, was that one error that scored a run, and so on and so forth. So Kevin Gausman, had a really good start. You go then to Game 3, the final game of the series versus St. Louis Cardinals. I almost called them the St. Louis Blues. A guy that had a lot of hype. Oh, this guy's better than Ross Stripling. We can really use this guy. This guy's going to solidify the top 4 in our rotation. He's going to be top 3 for sure. And that was Chris Bassett. And he goes out there and pitches, he gets lost, pitches 3 in 1 innings, has 10 hits against, 9 earned runs, and no strikeouts or walks. Well, that's good, no walks, but you gave up 10 hits, 9 earned runs, and now your ERA is 24.30. So out of the two out of the 3 starting pitchers are 13 ERA or higher. I get it's the first season, it's kind of a mixed number. But we need our starting pitchers to go more than 3 1/3 innings pitched here. That is the whole point of this. Now we go to Jose Berrios, where, okay, he goes 3 1/3 innings pitched. He goes 5 2/3 innings pitched, 7 strikeouts. I'll take those strikeouts from Jose Berrios. But a 12.71 ERA and a loss in the fact to a struggling Kansas City team out of the gates, where the Blue Jays should have been all over them. And that's no shot to the Kansas City Royals. They are a good team, but with the trades they've made this summer, it seems like the rebuild is on for the Kansas City Royals, and the Blue Jays just took them lightly, didn't really come out to play. I'll give Singer credit, the pitcher for the Kansas City Royals. He did really good on keeping the Blue Jays off base, and I think it was only 3 hits or something between the first and 4th inning. So he did a really good job. I'll give credit where credit is due. But Jose Berrios goes and pitched 5 2/3 innings pitched. Gets lost in the fact. 9 hits, 8 earned runs, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. Okay, strikeouts are good. He did pitch more than 3 1/3 innings. That's good. But again, the earned runs, the hits, I don't know if John Schneider needs to come out when things are looking bad to say, hey, settle down, let's do this, or what is going on. But the Blue Jays cannot afford to lose this game tonight. And that scares me knowing that Kikuchi's on. I know it's the start of the season. But if this team wants to be that 100-win team like Vladdy Guerrero Jr. said, you cannot lose the next game against the Kansas City Royals, or I believe it's a 3-game series, the one after that. That is one that you need to do to get back in, because they play Kansas City tonight and then Kansas City tomorrow, and so it's a 4-game series. Win the next 3. Get Manoah and Gausman out there to help you win and move this record to a 4-3 record. That's more what the Toronto Blue Jays fan base wants, and that's what the team would like over the fact of, being 1-3 right now and whatnot. Like I said, Kikuchi's on the mound tonight for the Toronto Blue Jays as expected, unless something terribly goes wrong. I'm just going to see if that's still the case. Yeah, Kikuchi versus Chris Bubik. It's going to be an interesting one. Hopefully Kikuchi can help the Blue Jays in that sense of things. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let me know in the comments what your biggest letdown to the start of the season is, because mine's the pitching. The high hopes for this pitching staff and not the results we want at all. Like I said, this is Gillis TV. Thank you for tuning in to Climax. I'm on out of here.